One of the most confusing topics for VMware beginners is ESXi versus vCenter. Many people think they are the same thing, or even competitors. But in reality, ESXi and vCenter work together, not against each other. It's like confusing a worker with a manager. In this video, I'll explain the difference using simple language, real-world examples, and easy analogies. By the end of this video, you'll clearly understand who does what and when you need each. Let's start from the basics. Before jumping into ESXi and vCenter, let's quickly understand virtualization. Virtualization allows you to run multiple virtual machines on a single physical server. Each virtual machine behaves like a separate computer with its own operating system. Think of it like a big house divided into multiple apartments. One building, but many independent homes. ESXi is the technology that makes this possible. What is VMware ESXi? VMware ESXi is a Type 1 or bare metal hypervisor. That means it installs directly on physical server hardware. ESXi's main job is very simple. Run virtual machines. It allocates CPU, memory, storage, and networking to virtual machines and keeps them running efficiently. Think of ESXi like the engine of a car. The engine does the actual work. Without an engine, the car doesn't move. In the same way, without ESXi, virtualization cannot happen. Using ESXi by itself, you can create virtual machines, power them on or off, assign resources, and connect networking. This works perfectly fine for home labs, learning environments, or very small setups. Think of ESXi like a small shop owner. One person managing everything works fine, as long as the shop is small. But ESXi also has limitations. There is no centralized management. There is no high availability. There is no automatic load balancing. Imagine running 10 shops alone with no manager. Every problem becomes manual and time-consuming. This is where vCenter becomes essential. VMware vCenter Server is a centralized management platform. It does not run virtual machines. Instead, it manages multiple ESXi hosts from a single dashboard. vCenter is deployed as a virtual appliance called VCSA. Think of vCenter like a control room. The control room doesn't do physical work, but it monitors, coordinates, and optimizes everything. vCenter unlocks powerful enterprise features like high availability, DRS, and vMotion. If a host fails, vCenter automatically restarts virtual machines. If one host is overloaded, vCenter balances workloads. Think of vCenter like traffic police in a busy city. Cars can run without police, but traffic becomes chaos. Here's the simplest way to remember the difference. ESXi is the muscle. vCenter is the brain. ESXi does the work. vCenter coordinates the work. ESXi can exist alone. vCenter cannot exist without ESXi. If you have more than one ESXi host, if your workloads are business critical, or if uptime really matters, then you absolutely need vCenter. A bicycle doesn't need traffic control. A bus or airplane does. Bigger environments demand smarter management. A home lab with one ESXi host works fine without vCenter. But in an enterprise with 10 or 50 hosts, managing each ESXi individually is inefficient and risky. vCenter provides a single pane of glass to manage everything safely and efficiently. One of the biggest reasons beginners struggle with VMware is misunderstanding ESXi and vCenter. A common mistake is expecting high availability without vCenter. HA does not work with ESXi alone. Without vCenter, VMs will not restart automatically. Another mistake is thinking vCenter runs virtual machines. It doesn't. ESXi runs the VMs. vCenter only manages the hosts. Many beginners also install vCenter too late, after building everything. This often leads to redesign, downtime, and extra work. Poor planning at the start, like wrong cluster sizing or no HA design, causes problems later. This is like buying a GPS after you're already lost. Understand ESXi and vCenter early, and you'll save time, effort, and your career. To summarize, ESXi runs virtual machines. vCenter manages ESXi hosts. ESXi is the worker. vCenter is the manager. Together, they run the data center. Just when VMware beginners understand ESXi and vCenter, one more confusing word appears, vSphere. So let's simplify it. vSphere is not a separate server, and it does not replace ESXi or vCenter. vSphere is the complete VMware virtualization platform. Think of it this way. ESXi runs virtual machines. vCenter manages ESXi hosts. And vSphere is the bundle that includes both. When a company says, we are using VMware vSphere, they usually mean ESXi, vCenter, and enterprise features like HA, DRS, and vMotion, all working together. ESXi can exist alone for labs. vCenter cannot exist without ESXi. And vSphere represents the full production-ready setup. The simplest way to remember this is, ESXi is the worker. vCenter is the manager. vSphere is the entire organization. Once you understand this, VMware suddenly becomes much easier. If this video helped you understand VMware better, Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next video, where we'll install ESXi step by step.